Welcome back to Excellence Second with the flashcards of your CIE Physics A levels, chapter number 1. What are SI units? So, in the previous video, we discovered that the SI units are the fundamental base units of any physical quantity. Okay, and what is the SI unit of mass? We discovered in the SI base table that it is in kilograms. It is measured in kilograms, and that is its SI base. What physical quantity is measured in mole? So it's for A2, it is amount of substance which is measured in moles. You have learned in chemistry also. What is the SI unit of current? So in the table we notice that the SI unit we take out for current is amperes. Okay, and you know how to derive it. Is the SI unit for temperature degree centigrade or Kelvin? It's very important to know that it's only Kelvin. It's not degree centigrade. You need to convert from degree centigrade to Kelvin. What is the SI unit of length? It is obviously meters, and yeah, that's what we have learned in the video previously in chapter 1. What quantity is measured in seconds? That's very simple. It is time which is measured in seconds. If it is given in minutes or hours, you need to convert into seconds. Are newtons an SI unit? No, obviously it's not an SI unit. SI unit for Newton. Newton is force. It means kilogram meter per second square. Derive the SI units of energy. So what is energy? I take an example of kinetic energy, which is half mv square. This half 1 upon 2 is ignored, and kilogram meter per second square. Derive the SI units of force. That's very simple. In the previous video we derive, and that is how it becomes kilogram meter per second square. Express 60 tera ohms in standard form. Tera have power of 12, 10 raised to 12, and 0 becomes 3. Write 0.000003 meter with a suitable prefix. I move the decimal to 10 raised to power negative 6, which is micrometer. 3 micrometer. What is the actual value of 8 mega ohms? Mega have the power of 10 raised to power negative positive 6. It means you can say 8 multiplied by 10 raised to power 6 ohms. What is 6000 picofarads in nanofarads? So we know that the value from pico to nano, pico have multiplied by 10 raised to power negative 12, and nano have 10 raised to power negative 9. What multiplier is associated with the prefix kilo? It's 10 raised to power positive 3. And yes, you need to know the prefixes values. The power of 10 you need to know. Express 7 giga ohms in standard form. It's very simple. 7 multiplied by 10 raised to power 9 ohms. It is called standard form. What is the Avogadro's constant of a measure of? So it's very simple. In chemistry, you have learned the number of atoms in 0.012 kg of carbon 12. What is a mole a measure of? We have learned that it is measure of a given substance is defined as the amount of with the number of particles equivalent to the Avogadro constant. What is the scalar quantity? It is having only a magnitude and a unit. Okay, it does not exist any direction. Well, a vector quantity is a quantity which not only have a magnitude and unit but also have a direction, and in physics direction matters. Is acceleration a vector scalar quantity? So when you move here to there, like it's positive, it sometimes becomes negative. It have a direction, it is a vector quantity. Is mass a scalar vector quantity? So mass does not have any direction. It means that it obviously is a scalar quantity, have a magnitude and a unit kilogram. Calculate the magnitude of a force F that is 30 degree to the horizontal and has a horizontal component of 7.0 Newton. It's talking about the force. What does it mean by the horizontal component is a force have two components, vertical and horizontal. They have given you the force maybe in northeast or northwest direction, have a horizontal component of 7.0 Newton and have a theta which is given to you, which is 30 degree. It means that this is the angle which is given to you, and you need to apply the trigonometric ratios. Yes, you need to apply the trigonometric ratios or Pythagoras theorem to answer these types of questions. The Pythagoras theorem maybe is equals to hypotenuse square is equals to perpendicular square multiplied by base square. Now to calculate these types of questions, I apply the horizontal component of force is force cos theta. 7.0 as was given in the question, the horizontal component of force is 7.0, which is equals to force F cos 30 degree. This f is to be taken out. I'll make f a subject and then I'll move cos 30 degree towards 7.0. It will divide from 7.0 and I'll get my final answer after putting all these values in my calculator, 8.1 Newton. I can write 2 to 1 significant values, but in your physics A levels, you need to give your answer into 2 or 3 significant values. Yes, if your significant values are more than 3, maybe the examiner can cut your marks. So just pay attention to your paper and be careful in your significant figures. Now, before understanding the vector addition diagram, you need to make sure that you know north, west, east, and south. Okay, so whenever they'll say about the vector addition, it means you need to add all over the vectors and take out the resultant. It means that an object have a force A and force B. Force A is not at all at the north but is acting somehow upwards while B downwards. So how will I calculate to take out the resultant vector is that I'll make tip to tail concept, will make A, and from the tip of A I'll make the tail of B and will combine basically it, and then I'll make from the tail of A will combine to the tip of B, okay, or the head of B, and I'll take my resultant that C is equals to A plus B, okay, and this is my resultant vector. Whereas draw the vector subtraction of the following. Now here we need to subtract. Yes, it means that A minus B, minus A plus B. However, both are being subtracting to give the resultant, where A is not at all at the north but is upward in direction, while B is towards the right and downwards like that. Okay, how I will calculate is that I'll make A minus B, which means when I do B in minus I change the direction, because vector means when you change the sign from positive to negative, it means the direction of the vector is changing. If you do positive B, negative A, you will again get the same resultant, which is C is equals to A plus A minus B, or plus A minus B, or minus A plus B. Draw how you would resolve this vector into horizontal and vertical components. Now, especially in your force and pressure chapter, you need to make sure that you need to draw this horizontal and vertical components to take out the values, exact values, and this is also essential for your projectile motions. How to resolve it? It's very simple. I'll draw one straight line upwards in the northward direction, which is the vertical component of the vector, and the horizontal component of the vector is I'll make at the right straight line. Okay, and now you can see that I have make a theta, which is the angle, and through this I can take out my values as I done before for the force horizontal component of force. So these are my flashcards and I want you guys to read this carefully, because it is, like you can say, a quick revision of your chapter number 1, which is very important for you. Physical quantities and units, the derivations are very important, and make sure if you are weak in your chapter number 1, which is your physical quantities and units, you are weak in it, it means that you are weak in overall entire chemistry for A level, because most of the questions from every chapter are linked to this chapter, such as you need to resolve the vectors in pressure, in force, in weight, mass, and momentum, impulse, or taking out the impulsive force, and you also need to derive the quantities, deriving the SI based quantity of electric currents from the Kirchhoff's law, from every of almost understanding like that kind of thing. From every chapter is investigated, and every chapter have as SI base for suppose current in your electrics, wavelength, amplitude in your superposition, okay, diffraction, etc. Whatever the values are given to you from every chapter, every physical quantity has an SI base unit. So you need to resolve these SI base unit, resolve the vectors, and you need to make sure that vector is a quantity which have a magnitude unit and also consists of direction. It means that if a body have a a body have speed of positive 5 meter per second, and after a few minutes it have negative 5 meter per second, the speed is changing. because the direction is changing, so the velocity is changing, although the speed is constant. I can say that 5, the magnitude 5 is same, but the positive to negative, it means direction is changing, velocity is changing. Yep, so that's all. We'll see you in the next video. Till that, take care and do subscribe this channel for more upcoming A levels videos.